Hello, this is Wahid to be once again on IELTS listening. Here, this is today's topic is part four of the listening section, and you can see one type of this is, I think, monologue, a speech type that is given here to these students. Okay, now I'm reading it. Today, I'm going to talk about the what is this? Eucalyptus tree is a kind of tree, maybe not in our area, not in our uh, country, I'll say maybe somewhere in your country. So eucalyptus tree, and this is a very common tree here in Australia. Okay, where it's also sometimes called the gum tree. First, I'm going to talk about why it's important. Then I'm going to describe some problems that it faces at present. Right. Well, the eucalyptus tree is an important tree to for lots of reasons. For example, it gives shelter to creatures like birds and bats. Mark the underlying words. Okay, these are important, and it will also give the training what to mark while listening. But this is the listening, and there are such important words, so you will listen. Okay, for example, it gives a shelter to creatures like birds and bats, and these and other species also depend on it for food, particularly the nectar from its flowers. So it supports biodiversity. It's useful to us humans too because we can kill germs with a disinfectant made from oil extracted from eucalyptus leaves. Then the eucalyptus grows all over Australia, and the trees can live for up to 400 years. So it's alarming that all across the country, numbers of eucalyptus are falling because the trees are dying off prematurely. So, what are the reasons for this? One possible reason is disease. As far back as the 1970s, the trees started getting a disease called um, mandula mandula yellows. The tree's leaves would gradually turn yellow, and then the tree would die. It wasn't until 2004 that they found the cause of the problem was lime or calcium hydroxide and to give it its proper chemical name, which was being used in the construction of roads. The lime was being washed away into the ground and affecting the roots of the eucalyptus trees nearby. What it was doing was preventing the trees from sucking up the iron they needed for healthy growth. When this was injected back into the affected trees, they immediately recovered. But this problem only affected a relatively small number of trees. By 2000, huge numbers of eucalyptus were dying along Australia's east coast of a disease known as bell minor associated dieback. Bell minor associated dieback. The bell miner is a bird, and the disease seems to be common where there are high populations of bell miners. Again, it is the leaves of the trees that are affected. What happens is that insects settle on the leaves and eat their way around them, destroying them as they go. And At the same time, they secrete a solution which has sugar in it. The bell minor birds really like this solution, and in order to get as much as possible, they keep away other creatures that might try to get it. So these birds and insects flourish at the expense of other species, and eventually so much damage is done until it leaves that the tree dies. Here you see, but experts say that the trees can start looking sick before any sign of bell minor associated dieback. And so it looks as if the problem might have another other explanation. One possibly is that it's to do with the huge bushfires and that we have in Australia. Uh, Theory proposed over 40 years ago by ecologist William Jackson is that the frequency of bushfires in a particular region affects the type of vegetation that grows there. If there are very frequent bushfires in a region, this encourages grass to grow afterwards, while if the bushfires are rather less frequent, this results in the growth of eucalyptus forests. So, why is this? Why do fairly frequent bushfires actually support the growth of eucalyptus? Well, one reason is that the fire stops the growth of other species which would consume the water needed by eucalyptus trees. And there is another reason. If these other quick growing species of bushes and plants are allowed to proliferate, and they harm the eucalyptus in another way by affecting the consumption of the soil and removing nutrients from it. So some bushfires are actually essential for the eucalyptus to survive as long as they are not too frequent. In fact, there is evidence that Australia's indigenous people practiced regular burning of bushland for thousands of years before the arrival of the Europeans. But since the Europeans arrived on the continent, the number of bushfires has been strictly controlled. Now, scientists believe that this reduced frequency of bushfires to low levels has led to what's known as dry rainforest, which is an old name, as usually we associate tropical rainforest with bad conditions. And what is special about this type of rainforest? Well, unlike a tropical rainforest, which is a rich ecosystem, this type of ecosystem is usually a simple one. It has a very thick, dense vegetation, but not much variety of species. The vegetation provides lots of shade. So one species that does find it ideal is the bell-mined bird, which builds its nests in the undergrowth there. But again, that's not helpful for the eucalyptus tree. Well, now we go back to the pages. His test where it is. Uh, Not this, not this, not this, not this. Yes, here we read about it. The eucalyptus tree in Australia, you can see that, okay? Into importance, so the importance of the tree is like this. Once again, I will remind you that when I begin to do this paper, I usually strike the numbers like 31. I draw a line on them so that they should not interfere with my thinking. So importance, it provides dash, that means shelter and food for a wide range of species. You have to write shelter, okay? Its leaves provide oil, which is used to make disinfectant, okay? Oil. It's a supplicant when you will hear the word oil. Reasons for present decline in number. Diseases, mandula yellow, cause lime used for making roads was absorbed and trees were unable to take in necessary iron through their roots. And the second reason is bell minor associated dieback. Cause insects feed on eucalyptus leaves. These they secrete a substance containing sugar. Bell minor birds are scattered by this and keep away other species. Bell minor birds are attracted by this and keep away other species. B. Bushfires. William Jackson's theory. High frequency bushfires, that means more occurring of bushfires, have impact on vegetation, resulting in the growth of grasses. Again, mid-frequency bushes result in the growth of eucalyptus forests because they make more water available unto the trees. They maintain the quality of the soil. And low-frequency bushfires result in the growth of dry rainforest, which is simple ecosystem, an ideal environment for the nests of the bell miner. So this was the fourth part of the listening section in IELTS. You can see what we have to write. Remember that in this listening section, you don't have to write more than 3 words anywhere. And there are multiple choices, different types of errors. And one almost sure that you'll see in every test is fill in the blanks, okay? Where there is fill in the blanks, you will have to write not more than 3 words anywhere and follow the instructions. If they say write 1 word, write 1 word, not 2 or 3. And if they say no more than 2 words, then don't write more than 2. You may write 1, you may write 2, but not more than 2. And nowhere you will have to write more than 3. 3 is the maximum limit to write. 3 words is the maximum limit. Okay. Now, in that way, the test is not very difficult. It's an easy one. The problem is only the familiarity. Here, when you hear about something for the first time, you need to be slow. You don't need to run. Okay. But here in the listening section, the speaker speaks in his own way. We cannot make the speaker speak slow. So we have to be quick. There we have to train ourselves to catch the maximum. One thing is that if you are well prepared if you are already expecting that there will be mentioning of some unfamiliar things and you will be in difficulty in collecting the informations and do the tasks which are given in the test. So if you are already expecting this, that means that you are a bit ready for that as well. But if you don't make practice, then surely enough you will once you are lost, you are lost for everyone. Okay, especially all the fill in the blanks, they go blank throughout because we don't know what to write here. So This is very clever technique, and sometimes you will see they don't speak clearly each and every word. So that's why I was reading for you, so that you should get familiar with the words. The words, at least that I'm writing here, I have read them pretty slowly, easily, and I was not in a hurry to do them. Okay, otherwise you have only 6 to 7 minutes to do this task. Okay, 6 minutes maximum. Okay, and this is how it is. Okay, now I beg leave of you. Thank you very much for watching this video. Have a nice time. See you in some other video. And with a formal request, if you have not yet, please subscribe my channel and press the bell button to get refreshed from me. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. Goodbye.